I've had a lot of people request this as of late, so let's do a little mini-series on Hades. I don't know, maybe try and beat the game with every one of the weapons or something like that. I have played this game quite a bit in the past, but not so much since the 1.0 version came out. I mean, it's been really since March since I've tried to play this seriously, so it'll also be interesting to see how everything has changed up, of which I'm sure things have changed quite a bit.
Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Goodbye, Father.
Although, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it is a little bit presumptuous to say, oh yeah, let's just beat the game half a dozen times when I haven't really played it since March. And especially with weapons that I'm not all that good with, and maybe even more than anything else, I'm sure the final boss and endgame is a little bit different from what I'm used to, if you know what I mean. They did certainly seem to imply at least one more area that you would be going through in the game, and as always with any sort of roguelite, you never really know what that means. And the learning process in these sort of games are difficult and time-consuming when you got permadeath in the mix. Well, if you've never seen this game before, Hades is just like I said, a action roguelite from Supergiant Games. So as you can see, it shares a lot of like art style and like just general look as like Transistor that I played earlier this year. And that game was absolutely fantastic. But this one is a lot less RPG and a lot more action focused. But there is certainly plenty of story to be had still. Case in point.
Then here goes nothing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Hail, noble cousin. Now, let's get you from that miserable place. I'll see that all of us upon Olympus do our part, beginning here with me.
Yeah, it's a lot more visual novel style than traditional RPG. And I think that, of anything, I always like the ability to deflect while dashing. Dashing is basically your dodge move in this game, and the ability to send back projectiles at their caster is going to be pretty helpful. Probably one of the best simple bread and butter upgrades you can get to your character here. But yes, all those boons are kind of the basic way that you're going to be playing the game. It works less like, say, Dead Cells and more like, I don't know, Binding of Isaac, in the way that you're not so much trying to create a build. You're trying to collect as many boons and upgrades for your weapon and items to, like maybe temporary buff items to use as possible, and then using that to beat the game. And it's a little bit questionable as to what you're going to get in a run. But the big choice that you have in each one of the areas is what you're going to choose for a reward for each room. Don't really get too much choice, though, as to what exactly you're going to be fighting. So some things might be a little bit more difficult than others, depending on what the game decides to throw at you. I don't know. So I would actually like to have seen a little bit more of a choice as to what the rooms would be in this game, but yeah, not so much you can do about that. Max health, I think, is going to be a lot more useful than, what was the other thing, like money or something? Yeah, money's good, and money makes the world go round, or the underworld go round, but not quite what I'm looking for here. All right, darkness, that's your meta currency used to upgrade stuff. Keys, I think, though, are major unlocks. So if I want to start getting some of those weapons, I probably want to get those first. Sure, darkness, though, I think, especially from the very beginning of the game, probably going to be better, but I want to start getting the weapons right away. Hey, maybe I will, I haven't taken damage yet, so maybe I will just happen to retain a lot of the skills that I used to have in the game, even without all the major upgrades that I've gotten, and just manage to beat everything as soon as I get a new weapon. Well, shop versus money. I don't really have anything, I don't really have the money to buy stuff in shops, so let's go for the money. With the hopes that I can get some later. After all, I think you always get one shop before the boss of the area, regardless. Yeah. Gotta watch out for those traps. as with dead cells, I am absolutely terrible at dodging those in here. It's working out okay right now, but we'll see. Yeah, there we go. First strike of the game, unfortunately. And yeah, the normal enemy is easy enough to fight, but those enemies, when they get armor, it's, well, super armor. So they do just completely take no stun damage when you are hitting them, at least until you get rid of the armor. And of course, like many a elite enemy will have that on them. Of course, also so will many a normal enemy. I'm worried about how this is going to be going. Yes, elite rooms. One of the few times that you can kind of tell where you're going, but even then, some elites are easier than others. Okay, might want to just try and deflect some of this stuff here. Like I said, the deflect dash is pretty alright. The huge amount of damage that these enemies are doing, when I don't deflect that though, not so much. Okay, dashing around though enough is working just fine for me. But man, yeah, the damage ain't quite here with like the most basic version of this weapon. Something that will be fixed a little bit later on, but for right now. I also do have a special move. I maybe should at least try doing that. Yeah, sure. Well, this is special can deflect. Also the epic version of it, still using the very World of Warcraft colors as you're used to. Blue, rare. Green is uncommon. Purple is epic. Legendary, I guess, is more like the goldenrod color that you would expect out of a more of a goldenrod color that you would expect out of a artifact. But you know what I'm saying. I guess that would be legendary, though, wouldn't it? What a weird. Anyway, give me something that will upgrade my dash. Sure. As much as I like epic, I don't use the special that much. I mean, it's good. It's just, I don't know, the regular attacks do better. And also stun enemies easier, if I remember that correctly. Now, I do need to... Backstabbing, pretty common in this game, but... Exposing is going to be a little bit difficult if they're not a caster type of enemy. Well, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird that World of Warcraft still has such a huge impact on the world of quality tiers in games. I mean, hell, the fact that the green and blue were reversed in Enter the Gungeon confused me for a very long time. Like, green chests are better than blue chests? What? This is not what I'm used to. Ares versus Artemis? Well, everybody loves Artemis. I do know that. Because she's the neat girl. Yeah, all right. Got to watch out. I mean, at least it's pretty easy to figure out if an enemy is shielded. They have the yellow health bar. Simple. Oh, yes, and also one of the other attacks is that shot. I almost never use the shot. I mean, you don't think I use specials enough. I almost never use the shot, even less. Sticks in enemies, and you can get buffs based on that. Well, whether it's stuck in the enemies or whether it's not stuck in enemies. Also does count as a ranged attack, but I don't know. It's something I probably should be using more than I do. Though, with the complete basic version of all these attacks, I don't know.
Anyway, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Yeah, you don't know. Maybe it could be like trying to remember the name of a centaur.
I've heard about you. Look, I'm not like all the others on Olympus. The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
Gets you them cool criticals. And yeah, just give me that deadly strike. No, like epics or legendary versions of that stuff, but that's okay, I suppose.
I'm hurt. Can't heal myself, but I can fight.
Yeah. Only HP that matters is the last, after all. I'm well aware. That's true in this game, certainly. Get a little bit of stuff that I can use to deal with that later on. And also, you don't know if you can heal. Maybe there will be some stuff that I'll get later that will help me with that. a little bit. Slightly. It depends on what I get. I know with this weapon you can get something that is pretty good, but also, like, super questionable to take. Well, anyway. Yeah, healing is very much at a premium. Most of the money that I tend to get in these games goes exactly towards that when I get the option to. Unless I happen to be doing particularly well, and usually I'm not.
A palm of power.
KLL 83% ain't too bad, but am I going to be able to use it too much? Versus 8% extra damage with regular attack. I've been using regular attack a lot. A lot. Let's get more keys. Why not? Keys are fun. Just kind of dash in, get a couple hits in, and then dash out. Yeah. I've had people tell me that it's like this is a lot easier to play with a controller, but probably not that much easier. There are a lot of games that people tell me to play with a controller that I don't. Unless a game explicitly says itself, I don't care. Besides, it's probably planned to have like an Xbox controller or something. I don't have that. Never had it before. Think I'm made of Xboxing? I'm not. Only please give me a shop.
Charon's shop.
I was kind of looking more for a little bit of healing, Karen. But, what do you got?
I'll take this one.
It feels unseemly to make contact from that most unpleasant boatman's stash of ill-gotten wares. Nonetheless, this was an opportunity.
All right, well. Take damage, briefly deflect. And deflect deals more damage. Sure. Maybe just go all in on that. That's a very viable strategy from what I remember, so I don't know.
Strength.
Even more, like 20% extra?
Why, good to see you, Charon, mate. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and sure is awfully convenient to be running into you like this. I had all this coin I wanted to get rid of.
All right.
Beyond the present chamber lies the outermost perimeter of Tartarus, promising terrifying dangers far beyond the Underworld Prince's reckoning.
And I can reckon quite a bit.
It's too bad that I do not have anything to heal me right now, because I'm not looking great on health. And this is a boss.
Well, this is awkward.
Halt, Zagreus. Not one step further.
Come on, Meg. Haven't we had more than enough of each other by now? Besides, don't you have someplace else to be?
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way.
A man after my own heart.
Great, because that's what's going to happen.
One lash is not enough.
Well, if I can deflect some stuff, that could actually be kind of good, but we'll see how that works. See how much I remember how this, fight even works in the first place. I know I don't want to get too close to her. But, well, I don't know, we'll see. This could be a good opportunity for an attack. Or it could be a good opportunity to get me killed. That said, worked out okay. No, that dash, though, did not. Now, I know she does at least, like, yeah. I know she does at least, like, one attack that does projectiles, but I guess she didn't do it there.
Damn it. I'm home.
Back already.
Welcome to the House of Hades, where... Wait, I know you. Guess that means you died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad, though. Pretty much everybody dies sometime.
Some of us more than others.
And you go around and talk to everybody.
Stupid boy. I told you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. Though how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Be on your way indeed. What do I care? You shall never reach the surface. Go, see for yourself.
Well, it's going to take us a couple of upgrades and I should be
Do
fine.
not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. You made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
I believe it, Nyx. I'm grateful that you put us into contact. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
The risk is not to me. I expected the Olympians would involve themselves in this eventually. Reveal to them no more than they already know. Are we understood?
Yes, we are.
Then go.
You've returned. Good to see you, lad. Despite the circumstances. Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
And fear is for the weak. Take care, Achilles.
The House of Hades. That dark and lavishly appointed lair of the Underworld's king is home not just to him, but to his willful progeny.
You know I can hear you, old man.
Then I guess that's it for right now. Open up more things as you go through here, but I don't know. I see exactly how much I get to that because it does require quite a bit of grinding.
Night and darkness guide me.
Well, that might be okay, but like, striking a foe from behind, I suppose that's nice, but yeah, the Death Defiance would be the one to get here.
I can't do that yet.
Guess that's not really going to be too relevant for right now, though. I got a good, like, 3 keys.
Okay.
Can I get anything right now? I can get this. Or the bow.
There we go. Aegis,
Not that it matters.
Chaos. Lend me your power. What the?
Ah, well. This is not really going to worry too much about that right now. Let's get right back once more onto the breach and all that. Because I'm sure that there's a lot of runs that's going to be had until I start to get somewhere. I think we all know what it
Is
is.
this really him? Okay. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. He'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
Maybe just regular attack again? I mean, Chain Lightning. There's a lot of foes in this game. However, this is a rare one, which usually means that it's better, of course. Ah, whatever, just give me.
Lord Uncle Zeus. lend me
Regular
your power.
attacks are probably what I'm going to be using 90% of the time here anyway.
Composed of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until the end of time.
Good thing I'm not dead.
It is weird that the narration is diegetic. Like how?
Come on, you.
Ah, well.
Heads up.
You know, I just said it's like, hey, enemies are very populous in this game. Clearly not that much. Good. I really want to get that Death Defiance as soon as possible because that's like the one of the few things that will actually give me some form of healing, like any form of healing in the game, even if that is just a revive type of state. Also, the first one, pretty cheap. I think like you can get a second one. The second one that you get, and the only other second one that you get, is something like 500 shadow or something. It's significantly more. Ah, well. The other thing that I'm probably going to want to get is just like a higher max health from the very beginning as well. It's one of those things that, you know, really pays for itself immediately. Lets you stay in the game long enough to actually get more shadow to unlock stuff. Good.
Something back home.
I mean, I just unlocked the shield for no reason and didn't actually use it, so yeah, there's that. Also, from what I remember with this game, this the sword, the basic sword of Zagreus here is like one of the lesser weapons in the game. Following suit, of course, with Risk of Rain 2, where the default stuff is always the worst, right? I'm never going to let that go, am I?
Let's see what's
Never, ever. 6 encounters. Upgraded rarity. I don't know. I think I should probably save for Karen. I don't think restoring 3 health right now is worthwhile. Good. I mean, hey, I think already with this boon, I'm like, I feel like I'm doing more damage. A little bit hard to say, though. Because it could just be that, yeah, I haven't played in months, and now I'm just kind of getting back to being used to attacking. How you're supposed to be attacking and dodging around stuff. Mystery one or Artemis? Or Mystery? Or Artemis? I'll just take Artemis. I like the criticals. Criticals are cool. They just, in general, are like a pretty good form of getting a lot of extra damage. And if you get like something that will allow you to do a lot of criticals, well, that's even better. Come on now. From what I remember, there's stuff.
You're not alone. You're not alone down there, okay? Here, let me show you.
And we'll get these pretty consistent. Dash strike deals more damage. Probably. Yeah. I do tend to use the dash strike an awful lot, don't I? And you know what? Let's go for a second one right now. The upgraded rarity and all that. Some kind of giant crystal, which I think might actually be new. I certainly do not remember this before, seeing this thing before. Well, if I can just break it out of, the thing, yeah, we can just go for a lot of stuns, which I'll be totally okay with. Good, yeah, and destroying the big one, kind of.
Giant evil crystal, then.
Yes.
Damned lost souls with nowhere left to turn congregate in deepest Tartarus, where they fuse together with the earth itself into odious forms which defy description.
It's a big crystal that has skulls in it. Yes, thank you, Zagreus. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Special strong, whatever. I don't know if that's quite what I'm looking for, but that's fine. I guess I should probably actually try and use the special more. I do know that it's like, if you're trying to like go for one type of build, like, go all into attack, go all into special, you know, to really focus on getting something that will buff that up as much as possible. Or if there's some sort of like combo that you can possibly get, do that. Alright. Already taking a lot of damage here. But if I'm lucky and I do actually get some form of... yeah, some form of healing in the shop this time, it won't be too big of a deal. Now then. Yeah, special does do quite a bit of damage. It's just more than the regular attacks. I really do not actually remember if that's true or not.
No way to patch up. Got to keep going.
That's interesting. I think that's new. Yeah. I certainly do not remember seeing something that gives me extra trap damage before. Usually because trap damage not really the most useful thing for the most part. I can dash through projectiles. Do have to remember to try and dash through projectiles, but I have to remember to that I can't deflect them anymore. It's unfortunate because that was a very useful thing. Shouldn't be surprised, though, that it's like, yeah, you don't really... You're not always going to have that. It ain't too bad. Plus 10%? Yeah, let's get that. I think that that'll be more useful in the long run. It is almost a 50% extra damage for the chain lightning. Just think of it based on the number alone. Now, come on. Probably could just continuously use special there. Take him down easy. It does do a lot of damage, after all, to a pretty large area. It's just not enough. I need more than that. Of course. These are some big hits starting out here. Should probably stop going in so hard, but also, whatever. As long as I can heal after this, it'll be fine.
Charon's shop.
Excellent. And this is technically a heal.
Should help keep me going.
It's a certain kind of heal. Whatever. Hey, Karen, what's going on?
Hey, good to see you out here, mate. Looks as though you've got some fine wares up for sale, don't you?
It's just weird that he has a necklace that has a whole bunch of money around it.
I'm here, Meg.
Seems ostentatious.
Ever stubborn, aren't you? Maybe my whip might make you reconsider whatever it is that you're attempting here.
Your whip's not been all that persuasive in the past.
Maybe persistence will pay off for both of us. Come then.
All right. Just dash and attack, dash and attack. Probably just remember that's kind of how it goes.
Right there.
Didn't quite get out of that time. There's that slight bit of lag time after you dash, after all. Also, you don't dash nearly as far as I was thinking. Oh, come on now. That's how I got killed? That's a little bit ridiculous. Ah, well, more story that you can get back in the hub anyway.
Cheers for that, Meg.
Should probably start getting more,
Paul says
Shadow.
The wretched thugs got you. Too bad. They're slow, but they hit pretty hard, I guess. Have you tried moving out of the way?
I haven't, no. Someone's at the desk next to the throne. Who's that sniveling shade to your immediate left there, Father? Already found someone new to do the busy work. And here I thought I was utterly indispensable.
That shade boy is my newly designated contractor, one whose responsibility is to work on this house. Though who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
You're trying to guilt me into funding the exorbitant furnishings you desire.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice. Some sort of special offer for me, my good shade. Work authorized. A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea. What's that?
And it
Something from
is.
the Fates?
And that would be, that'd be something to get. A lot of extra meta currency you get from doing that.
What once was a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is sealed off, in utter shambles, since the multi-headed Cerberus tore the space apart, warning the missing prince.
Cerberus destroyed the
You
lounge
have
again.
returned. Darkness guide you, child. You have outgrown this house. Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
I won't forget you, Nyx, I swear it.
But yeah, the what is it called? Fates, fated list. They're basically just achievements. They get stuff for.
I've known great men throughout my life, and I can always tell when someone's better than their circumstances. Fight like I'd fight out there.
I'll give them hell as you once did, Achilles. though doubtless many of the shades who stand against me first arrived in Tartarus because of you.
Anything else to look at around here? Nope. So I guess I'll leave it at that for right now and try to, maybe off-screen, do just a little bit of grinding to get some of the more basic stuff, and then...
How goes it, Shades?
Hopefully have a better run next time. Because it's not going to take too much to
Protect me.
get a lot of the basics here.
I have no more darkness.
It's just going to be a couple runs.